Hi everybody, it's Becky. I'm sorry I haven't made a video in a long time. A lot has happened in my life since I made my last video. But I wanted to come on and let you guys know what was going on with me. Since I made a video with you guys, I had gone through some personal things in my life. My husband and I separated and then we got back together, but it was very emotionally challenging during that time. We have since, worked things out and we're doing really well. We bought a house. We're doing really good. So on the personal side of my life, that's been going really good. On my weight loss surgery side, that's a different story. My Lapband, as you guys know, for any of you that have followed my journey from the beginning, I've had quite a few problems with the Lapband. I mean, there were so many times that it would get so tight that I was choking up acid in the middle of the night, and it was pretty bad. So I'd have to get all the fluid taken out, and then I'd be left with no restriction, and then I'd gain weight back. Well, this happened to me again. I mean, I had gotten way down in weight. I was doing really good, and I can't, give credit to the Lapband because I lost 30 pounds, and that was by exercising every single day. If you guys look back at a few videos not too far back, I was doing 5K, I was running, I was counting every single calorie, I was just, heavily dieting and exercising like anyone would. The tool that I have wasn't helping. So all of a sudden my band started bothering me again. It started feeling tight. And it wasn't very good because it was only at about 3 cc's when before I could handle 6 cc's. And now it was down to 3 and getting tight. So I went in and he took out all the fluid again. And this time, taking all the fluid out didn't, it relieved some. And then he said to come back in a month. Then I came back in a month and he gave me, I believe, a couple more cc's. Well, within a couple of days it was so tight that I couldn't even put it on this side. It was so tight that I couldn't, the same thing. I was choking up acid in the middle of the night. So he took all the fluid out again. And then I was just done with the band at that point. It was just like, I can't tolerate restriction anymore. I don't know what the problem is, but I can't seem to handle a fill anymore. So I just decided that, okay, that's it. I'm not going to get any more fills. And I'm just going to try to do this on my own. Well, I've gained weight back. I gained back the 30 that I lost, plus another 20. Over the course of the last year and a half, and I just was really frustrated. I was starting to give up because I felt really discouraged. It was like my band still feels tight now. I still can't eat things. I still throw up once in a while. I still have trouble with food, and the band is bothering me, but yet there's no fluid in it. So I knew something was wrong, but I didn't really know what to do, and then I found out that my surgeon's office was closing, so they couldn't help me. And so that's when I started doing a little research and started thinking, okay, well, maybe I need to look into revision. I had, researched all the weight loss surgeries in the beginning, and from what I read, DS was the best. Not only does it provide restriction, but it also has malabsorb, and it, you don't absorb as much sugar or calories or fat or anything. So I really tried to get that. And the only DS surgeon in Colorado I was able to find was a 2-hour drive from me. So I set up a consultation with him, and I said that I wanted the DS. I want to remove this band. I told him the symptoms I was having, and I said I want to remove this, and if I'm going to go and have the band removed and have another surgery, then I want a revision to something so that I still have help. I'm not just going to go take the band out and gain, I'm still 40 pounds down below the weight I was when I first got my Lapband 5.5 years ago. So I mean, I could have gained it all back plus more, but I just know if they take that band out and I don't have any help from a weight loss surgery, I'll gain it all back plus more. So I told him I want help. You know, I have a lot of bad things in my family. Both of my mom and dad are obese. My dad's had heart attacks and diabetes and everything else. And he says, well, of course. He goes, with your family history, absolutely. You know, so he did a scope down my nose while I'm awake, which was not a pleasant experience. And he couldn't get the camera through my band far enough to turn it around and look around in there. So he would confirm that it was tight, even though there's no fluid in there. And so he then ordered upper GI because he wanted to verify that. He thought that I had a slip. So then I went and got the upper GI, and the radiologist said that no, it's not slipped. You know, your band is in the right position, but it is very tight. So when a band is really tight, but there's no fluid, and it continually getting tighter, something's wrong. I mean, I'm worried that I will eventually get to the point where I won't be able to eat or drink, and then what? The only way I can fix it is surgery, and it's not like you can go into the emergency room and they're immediately going to do surgery. You have to go through the whole insurance process. So he told me, he was like, okay, we'll go ahead and try for the DS. He says, but with the Lapband, you know, the fact that you've had a lot of acid reflux and stuff, he says, I don't think that the sleeve or the DS is your best choice, because a lot of those patients end up with really bad acid reflux after the damage and scar tissue that the band has caused. A lot of times the reflux can be really bad, and he said, and it can be to the point where no medicine or anything would work. And the only way to fix it would be go in and do a revision to the gastric bypass, because that one will cure your acid reflux. So I was disappointed, because I thought, geez, I really want the DS. You know, that, from what I've read, is the best surgery that you could possibly have. But I go, okay, well, you're the expert, you know, whatever you think. I mean, I guess when you get in there, if you feel like there's too much damage, then maybe we could go with the gastric bypass. And he said yes. So let's go ahead and submit this to the insurance. And he wrote a really good statement about how he feels that the Lapband is defective, and you know, a lot of other details of what I was going through and how I was feeling, and that he did recommend medical necessity to remove the band and then convert it to the DS is what he first tried for. And he said, you know, be prepared, because usually they deny the first 2 times, and then after that they'll approve it. So, you know, don't be disappointed. And I'm like, okay. Well, 2 weeks later, I was approved. I was approved right away. Probably because the band is causing me trouble and it's defective, and you can't just leave it like that. I honestly think that I have a slip, because I just know it's different this time, and when I eat, I'll do another video on the whole symptoms of a slip and the problems I've had, but I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. So they didn't approve me for the DS, because they would only approve it if your BMI is 50 or above. My BMI right now is 37, so it's not even up to the normal 40 that's required, because I'm a revision patient. I haven't gained back all my weight, but I've gained back a lot of my weight. So he said that he recommended the gastric bypass. And I said, okay, what about the sleeve? And he said, no, I wouldn't recommend that at all, because of the acid reflux issue. And I think the gastric bypass would be my best recommendation. And they approved that. And I said, okay. The only reason why I have been nervous about the gastric bypass is because I've seen a lot of people gain their weight back with the gastric bypass. My mom and sister were 2 of them. And of course, they didn't follow the rules, and they didn't have a lot of, you know, support. This was, you know, 30 years ago, you know. So, you know, I know that I'm a lot more educated. I'm already used to having, you know, a weight loss surgery. I already know what it takes to be successful, because I feel like I have been pretty successful. I don't feel like I failed with this Lapband. I feel like the band failed me, because it stopped working, basically. I mean, I was not able to get restriction anymore, but I still have pain when I eat. I can't, you know, I don't know what's happening with it, but it just was continually getting worse. So a lot of times you tend to eat slighter foods because you can't eat a lot of things because they hurt. And that's what I've been living with for a while. So I do believe that I can be successful with the gastric bypass. So anyway, I am going to have a revision to remove my Lapband and convert it to the gastric bypass all in one surgery on May 12th. So I'm kind of scared, I'm kind of nervous, but I'm also very, very, very grateful. I feel very blessed that this was approved right away, for one. They could have denied the revision. They could have said, okay, we'll take out the band, but we're not doing the revision, and I might have had to fight them more. You know, I am very grateful and feel very blessed that this was approved and that I'm going to have a second chance at this, because I really want to get down to a healthy weight once and for all and just have that tool that I can work with. You know, I've heard that the gastric bypass is a lot different than the band and a lot more comfortable eating wise. You know, of course you have, you know, issues with every surgery. I'm not saying that one is better than the other. I've seen a lot of people that have had a lot of success with the band, so don't think that I'm knocking the band. This is just my personal experience. So what I'm asking from you guys is to please say a little prayer for me. My surgery's in 13 days. I go on Friday to my surgeon's office for my pre-surgery appointment to sign consent forms and get my pre-surgery instructions. Apparently I only need to do a liquid diet for 2 days before the surgery, which surprised me because, you know, and all I've had to do is a nutrition appointment over the phone. So it's been really easy this time around. So I'm really excited. I'm really nervous. My biggest fear is that I'll wake up and he'll say, oh, we removed your band, but we weren't able to do the revision. You know, that's like my biggest fear. I'm hoping that everything goes smooth. They're able to remove the band with ease, and the bypass goes great, and that I heal, and that I wake up, and then my husband says, everything was fine, your band's gone, you got your gastric bypass, and everything's fine. That's what I really, really hope happens. So he's one of the best surgeons. I feel very confident in the decision to go with him. He does live quite a ways from my house. I'm going clear across town to see him, but I believe that it's definitely going to be worth it. So anyway, I'm just asking you guys to please just keep me in your prayers and your thoughts, and you know, just pray that I have a safe surgery, and that everything goes well, and that I'm able to do the revision, and that everything works out good for me. I will let you guys know what's going on. I'll probably post another video closer to surgery date so I can let you know how I'm feeling, and maybe I'll make a video like I was talking about the symptoms I've had and why I think I have a slip. Even though it didn't show up on the upper GI, I still believe I have one, and I'm really, you know, curious to see what the surgeon finds out when he gets in there, whether I have a slip or not, because I just feel like I have that, because I'll tell you later, but I thought maybe I'll make a video about that later. But anyway, I've been watching a lot of videos about RNY and gastric bypass. It's a new journey for me. I have a lot of mentors that I love dearly that had the RNY. So girls, if you're watching, I'm going to be joining that team soon. So I could use any advice and support that I can get, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. So take care, and I'll make another video as soon as I can, okay? Thank you. Bye.